So when I was explaining, I said earlier that in an uptrend we have upswings and downswings. Now for the trend line to also be valid, you need two throws, at least two throws on the trend line. So this is the first one and this is the second one. Hello traders, and welcome back to another episode of my YouTube session. A lot of people ask me how I draw my trend line, how I am able to take trades using trend line. When you are someone who follows me for a long time, you know that most of my analysis are being done with trend line and it works 95%. Let me say okay, 85%. What will you be learning in today's video? What is a trend line, a down trend line, and then an upward trend line? Throughout these topics, I'll teach you how to properly draw a trend line and also make money out of it. Before I proceed, if you are not part of my Telegram channel, then you are missing a lot. I'll leave the link in the description below. Do well to join the Telegram channel and also hit the subscribe button. Subscribe and wait for more content. Let's get in. Now let's look at what a trend line is. So what I have here is, what is a trend line? In forex trading, a trend line is a straight line that connects at least 2 points and extends into the future to act as a line of support and resistance. Let me stress on that again. A trend line is a straight line that connects at least 2 points and extends into the future to act as a line of support or resistance. Trend lines connect significant lows in an uptrend and they connect significant highs in a downtrend, creating dynamic resistance. So in a nutshell, this is the definition of a trend line. When we start with the practical aspect, you understand all this. When a market is heading down like this, it forms what we call downswings and upswings as it continuously moves down. You can see that I am drawing the line moving down. So anytime a market is moving down, it continuously forms what we call downswings and upswings. Similarly, when the market is moving up, it also forms what we call upswings and downswings. So when the market is moving up like this, it forms what we call upswings and downswings. So the first one was moving down and the second one is moving up. Now if you have not watched my video on market structure, please do well and go watch it. You understand what I mean by a downtrend and an uptrend. Now when this is done, now how do we draw the trend line? We draw the trend line using the peaks that are formed by the downtrend. So the peaks, these are the peaks that are formed by the downtrend to draw the trend line, and the peaks that are formed by the uptrend to draw the trend line. So you can see this is the peak that is formed by the uptrend and this is the peak that is formed by the downtrend. When drawing a trend line, you need at least 2 peaks to draw a downtrend line. So this is the first peak and this is also the second peak. That is for a downward trend line. Okay. Now, when you want to draw an upward trend line, you need 2 throws like I circled here. This is the first throw and this is the second throw to be able to draw an upward trend line for a market that is trending upward, and 2 peaks for a market that is trending down. I hope it's clear. Now for a market in a downtrend, you can connect the peak with a line like I did here, and that forms you the downtrend. So you can see the first peak here and the second peak here. Now what will you be waiting for? You wait for price to come back up and touch the trend line, and when it does, this could mean that a downswing will start, and it may be the best time to enter a short trade. Now if you want to enter a trade at the third touch, you need to wait for a bearish reversal candlestick, as a confirmation is highly recommended with my trading method. This is just a graphical representation. We'll go to the chart and I'll show you how all this works. I'm just trying to simplify for you to understand. We are done with the downward trend line. Now let's move to the upward trend line, and this usually happens in an uptrend. I've talked about the downtrend, which is the downtrend trend line. Now we are on the uptrend, which is the upward trend line. Now when the market is in an uptrend, listen carefully, connect two throws. So this is the first throw and the second throw, and you have an upward trend line. Okay, so this is the upward trend line. When price comes to touch it later, when price comes to touch that trend line later, you have a potential of a buy setup. By then, what do you need to do? You need to wait for a bullish reversal candlestick telling us that the uptrend is continuing before you take your entry per my trading strategy, like I said earlier. So when I was explaining, I said earlier that in an uptrend we have upswings and downswings. Now for the trend line to also be valid, you need two throws, at least two throws on the trend line. So this is the first one and this is the second one. Now I have anticipated that when price gets to the third touch of this upward trend line, when price gets here, this upward trend line, that trend line will be rejected because we are already in an uptrend. It will be rejected upward depending on the price action that is formed around that area, which is the bullish reversal candlestick. So this is the first trial, this is the second one, and this is the third one. Look at what happened when price got to that point. You can see that price got to the third trial, which is here, and we had a bullish reversal candlestick. So this is a bullish reversal candlestick. Even with the bearish candlestick, you can see that price has closed above the trend line, which is already telling us that the bulls are in power. And then we had the second one, which is the bullish engulfing candlestick. So immediately we enter our trade from this point, and our stop loss below the trend line. So our stop loss will be below, a little below the trend line. Then our take profit will be at the nearest support or resistance zone. So look at the reaction of price around the third trial of this trend line. So you see what happened nicely. This is how trend line and upward trend line works. Now this is just a simple understanding of what a trend line is. In another video, I'll teach you trend line trading strategy, a very secret strategy that I'll use, but I'll be revealing it. Let's go to the downward trend line. Now this is a downward trend line. So as you can see, we have the first peak here. The first peak here, like I said, you connect two peaks in a downtrend, and then you connect two trials in an uptrend. So this is the first one, this is the second one. Now I have anticipated that when price gets to the third one, there will be a rejection around this area for price to continue the downtrend with a bearish reversal candlestick around this area. Now look at what happened here when price got to the third touch of the trend line. So you need to wait patiently for price to get there for you to. So you can see once price got to the trend line. Before I forget, anytime you are drawing a trend line, make sure you draw it at the wicks. That is how I draw my trend line personally. That is how I draw my trend line. Take into the consideration the wicks of the candlestick. So you can see that immediately price got there is a rejection with a bearish engulfing candlestick. This is a bearish engulfing candlestick. And when this happens, what do? I just pull out my position to my SL a little above the trend line, then my take profit at the nearest support or resistance, because these are turning points for this market. So look at what happened here. You can see that price got there and our take profit is triggered. So this is that for the downward trend line. So like I said, there is another strategy I use in trading the trend line. This is just a simple trend line. This is just a simple way of using a trend line to trade, but there is also a different secret strategy I'll be teaching you. So watch out for this space for that secret trend line trading strategy. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, leave a comment below, and also subscribe and put on your notification. Peace out.